podcast.
I'm Nelson.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Glow.
And I'm Kyle. And we're the fucking Morning Throners.
And welcome back to another episode of your your favorite game. And welcome back to another Song and Fire and Ice podcast.
No.
And welcome back to your favorite Song and Ice and Fire podcast. We are the Morning Throners, coming to you live with Aria 3. Got a little bit of a mix up here tonight. Jeff is currently hanging out with some fam, so we are starting off without him. Hopefully he joins in. We will see. But so on to the discussion of Aria 3. What are your
this
thoughts
isn't
on
Aria
this
3,
episode,
bud.
Kyle?
It's Theon 3.
We're not doing Aria 3. We're redoing Theon 3.
Because
It's okay. There's no. We can obviously we
can.
couldn't expect the perfect intro when Jeff's not here. But yeah, we got that. We hit the high points.
I forgot we were not doing Aria.
People who are listening to this and people who are listening to this in the past are listening. Won't know anything happened, but our favorite fans and favorite followers in the Discord and on YouTube will know that we missed a week. We had some technical difficulties, lost some recordings.
We didn't lose a recording. I fucked up and didn't equipment check, and it.
We didn't know exactly what happened. The mic
3.
wasn't plugged in or something, but we
was
lost
plugged
an audio.
in.
So
it just wasn't plugged in the whole way or something. I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on it tonight.
Well, either way, what happened? The result was we recorded this whole Theon non-spoiler section already, but it was unusable. So now we're re-recording it. So if this episode's a little short, we don't go in as far detail or whatever. That might be why. But yeah, so we're doing Theon 3, and we're going to do a double header recorder, which is why Glow got confused. So yeah, just clear it all up. We're doing Theon 3 right now.
Kyle, what's your opinion on the chapter?
So this Theon one was pretty good here. I mean, it was finally some stuff happening with him, some wheels in motion.
We know that you like it. Any chapter where people die, you like it.
Yeah, I mean, any chapter that
there's
stuff
like a lot
happens,
of death around here.
Something's got to happen. Is all I say. I don't need death.
Well, death helps.
Death is happening.
And we got the little fact that we're putting some pieces together with the brand storyline.
I mean, I put those together months ago. Come on.
Yeah, you're a big head Kyle.
Yeah, genius. That was spelled out. That was what I remember saying that. That it was. This is pretty obvious.
You said Ironborn. I don't know if you said Theon, but we gave you the protection. You definitely got it right.
Yeah, exactly. So we start off with Theon, and he has got someone captured. Who is it? Benford Tallheart?
Benford Tallheart.
And he, spits in Theon's face. He's wiping it off. And they're trying to interrogate him, basically. And he's just saying, no, I'm not fucking answering you. You're a Turncloak. Rob's going to kill you. Don't you worry about it. And that's when Damper comes in and saying, yo, he's insulting you. He's insulting all of us. Let's just fucking kill him.
Yeah, we find out a little later that Theon, like when Theon starts talking to Dagmar, we'll get to it later, but like we find out that he's got this plan, and when he's talking to Dagmar about it, he thinks to himself, like, I wish I could have questioned him more about certain things, right? About like what's going on at Torrhen Square and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
he has important information, obviously.
But he doesn't want to share that with Aeron, right? Like it seems like Aeron is being kept in the dark a little bit, right, at the moment about what Theon's plans.
Yeah, well, and right? I mean, you just said we'll get into it later, but he knows Damper's not going to be down with it.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Yeah. So he's like basically saying you got to kill him, and Theon can't really be like, no, I can't because blah 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 blah. Or Theon doesn't want to be like that, so he's just like, fine, whatever. And he eventually just like caves in.
So like, why aren't they? I guess just because they're reaving, basically. That's why they don't care about asking questions. Like typically, wouldn't it be smart of any?
Yeah, you have to think that at some point, like it's not like an Ironborn. It's not like the Ironborn never take captive. I mean, maybe they don't. We don't ever really hear of like captives they have at the Iron Islands, but like. It seems right. Like there's no way they can't never take captives, or like it just seems like a weird way to do war, right?
I think Damper was just getting sick of it. He kind of thought this guy wasn't going to get anywhere with it, and like I don't know, like he's like on to the next, pretty much.
He is also like Damper is also like very religious, and the thing that like doesn't Benford like there's a thing that Benford says. That like Theon thinks to himself like, well, you just spat your life away, and I think it's something about the gods.
Well, he said he spits on all. Oh no, what happened was when he spit on him. He said when he spits on you, he spits on all of us. He spits on the drowned god. He must die.
He says the others bugger your wet god, and with that, Theon thinks that Benford spit his life away.
Oh yeah, he does say that. Yep, you've spit your life away.
Benford speaks up again, saying that Theon will lose his head for this, and the birds will pick out the jelly of his eyes. And he tries to spit again, but he couldn't manage much. And he's like, the others bugger your wet god. And then with that, Benford just Theon thinks that Benford had just spit his life away. So I think basically Theon, even up to that point, he's still trying to at least like keep him alive long enough to ask questions. He's not trying to keep him as a captive, just long enough to ask questions.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That was when Theon gave up on him. You're right. Dampere gave up on him a while ago, I guess. But Theon was like, I can't
Theon
protect you any
himself,
longer.
like, there's no way. Yeah, there's nothing I can do anymore. You crossed a big line there. But also like in there, doesn't Theon like try and have like one of his men? Yeah. Oh, it's right after that, right? He's like, okay.
Yeah, he says silence him, like, all right, get him beheaded, and that's when Dampere
pull out your axe
steps
or
in
whatever.
again. And he's like, yeah, no beheading. We're gonna kill him the old way or whatever, our way,
The old way.
the old way, and drown him. And Theon's like, all right, fine, take him down, whatever.
I think we had mentioned the first time we recorded, makes you think like Theon must have at some point in Winterfell, heard like the Ned saying like, you kill the man who passes the sentence and swing the sword, right?
Yeah.
And Theon right here is just like not doing that. So it's just kind of weird that he's not doing it the Ironborn way, because he's not drowning this guy, but he's also not really doing it the Stark way. So it's like, I think it shows that he's a little conflicted, right? Is the theme there? Is that a theme in literature? I don't know.
I think that's just like an
I don't know if that's a
allusion
theme,
to
but yeah,
his inner turmoil.
Yeah, and that's definitely a big theme of this chapter.
Exactly.
So I guess it is the theme,
Thank
Nelson.
you. Big head
The big
Nelson.
theme of the chapter here is the inner fight that Theon is kind of having with himself.
And it's been like a little bit of that in the last couple of Theon chapters.
For sure, yeah. And he's trying to prove that he's a Greyjoy, but he's also still got this Stark shit going on in his head that he doesn't want any of the Greyjoys to know, right? He's trying to impress Dad more than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's still some humanity inside of him, it seems like. But he's doing his best to suppress it.
Yeah, and this is one of the ones like we're saying, he ends up taking Aeron stops him. Aeron is Dampere. Aeron stops him and says like, all right, nope, we're not doing it this way. Drown him. And Theon's like, fine, whatever. I really don't care that much.
Dead's dead.
But he's like, I'm not going to see it happen, right? Which kind of makes you think he does care a little bit. He's like, I don't want to watch this.
Well, yeah, I mean, as he goes into it a little bit, I mean, he hung out with this dude before. Like,
Well, we're not going to say they're friends, but they're definitely like acquaintances. They like hung. They were like, they were like chilling with each other for at least a week or
it'd be
two.
killing
2
Kyle,
weeks there.
Yeah.
We've never hung out in person, but like we're friends, but we're cool with each other.
You would just drown Kyle like that? Sheesh.
No, I wouldn't be the one to do it. I'd tell Nelson to do it.
He'd be all right. He'd be all right with it happening. He couldn't do it himself, but he's fine.
He couldn't see it. Sheesh. It got dark. You've been reading too much Prince of Thorns.
I know, right? That's what I just read from. So, but yeah, like you're saying, Unky Aaron says, "Yo, you should do it yourself."
Yep.
Theon walks away. He's like, "No, I'm not doing it."
So they take him to do it, and they, again, like Theon starts thinking to himself. I think that this next little part is like Theon trying to convince himself that like, I think he's trying to convince himself that it's obviously him trying to convince himself, right? He's like, oh, it might be a good thing that he's getting drowned instead of his head getting cut off. That guy's not a good headsman. He's got a thick neck anyway. We used to joke with him about it, but I think this is him like trying to innerly convince himself that he's doing the right thing because he's like, was this guy's like what was he, acquaintance, friend?
I'm fine with friend. I mean, he was an ally before. I guess not. I mean, we went through this before where Theon's kind of a prisoner with the Starks, but if he is feeling that he's no longer a prisoner with the Starks, then essentially he's an ally, right?
Well, and they were friends enough that he was joking about him with his neck and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we used to joke about this guy with his neck, yeah.
So it's nice that they don't have to swipe 4 times to try to chop off his head.
Yeah,
drowning him's a lot easier, and I guess quicker. Not really, but Kyle, you would know this. How long does it take to drown someone?
I know a lot of dumb shit. I don't know that one though. I'm sorry.
That's what I was saying. I was like, it's like something weird that you would know.
Well, isn't that just like how long somebody can hold their breath? Isn't that like 1 to 2 minutes?
That's what I was thinking. It was like 2 minutes
on average,
but I don't know.
Longer than in the movies,
probably. Yeah, and it's probably a lot more violent.
Well, that's probably why it wouldn't take a minute or two, though. That's what I'm thinking, because they're using energy to fight back normally.
True.
Maybe. Yeah, you're right. Okay, moving on. Theon just goes to like see, basically he just walks through like the aftermath of the battle, right? That's like the next big thing.
Yeah, he sees everybody looting iron price, right?
Yes.
Yeah, people cutting off fingers and stuff like that. He sees a few guys. So I'm just gonna mention a few people that like. Again, it's weird because I don't know if these people are on his crew because there's 8 ships here, and only one of them is his. So, but they're like here with him, right? So we got Stig.
His big gang. Yeah, they're with him.
They're under his command right now. Yeah. Stig, Warlog, those are the 2 with Benfred who went down to drown him. Timor, who he was like gathering all the mounts, and then I think some of his brothers were killing the horses that were hurt. Right, that comes up a little bit later. And then Erzin and Erzin and Black Lauren were the ones that were killing all the hurt ones.
Yeah, Timor was getting all the live ones, the good ones that they could take.
Yeah, and again, like later on, we kind of hear part of Theon's plan. Like he's like, "Oh, there weren't many horses, right?" He's talking to Dagmar. Like that's not an important part, but it's like a part of his plan that they need horses.
Yep.
Yeah. So then the other men,
Gibbon Harlaw.
Yep.
He's kneeling on a dead man's chest, sawing his finger off, which almost made Theon yak. He wasn't too cool with it.
And is he the one whose sons were also like around, just like gathering loot?
No, that's Botley. Fish Whiskers.
Oh yeah, that's Fish Whiskers.
Old Botley.
This is when Theon's thinking about paying the Iron Price himself, because he killed what? He says how many men he killed?
Two men in battle. Yeah, and he wanted to see if they had any jewelry, but he said
body count. We already discussed
doesn't count for the frag count because it wasn't on camera on page. But yeah, so he thinks that like paying the Iron Price, sawing off a man's finger or doing something like that to get at some loot would just like makes him kind of sick to his stomach.
Queasy or whatever. Eddard Stark would never have done that.
Yeah, so he can't even he literally got scolded by his dad when he was at Pike for wearing the bauble that he didn't pay the Iron Price for, and now he can't go pay the Iron Price even though he's looking at like bodies of men that he killed.
Because he's a little puss.
Does that make him a little puss though?
No, it doesn't make him a puss. I'm joking.
I mean, I guess in that time it does, right? Like, I mean,
and hello there, Jeff.
Don't worry, everybody. The podcast is saved.
We explained where you were. You got to end on with Jeff at the beginning, but it was pretty good.
Yeah. So then he keeps looking over the crowd. Then he sees the guy that I was talking about earlier, Fish Whiskers.
Dope name.
Cool name. He has another name, right? Old Botley. Old Botley, aka
Old Botley.
Fish
That's
Whiskers.
his actual name, I think. His other name that he has.
Not old.
His actual name's Marin Botley for those interested, but he is old.
And Old Botley's got some sons.
He has some sons. He's sitting next to a pile of his own loot, and his sons are out there gathering more. So I guess it's like a family ordeal. It's an Iron Price for the family.
Let's go picking, boys.
They're bringing it back to the pile, and one of the sons gets into a little tussle with this other big man named Todrick.
So this tangent, a little bit of a tangent, but that raises a question here. Does it have to be your kill? Like, I mean, Theon killed 2 dudes here, but can he loot any of these guys now?
That's the thing is, I don't know.
I would say that honorable, you would only loot your kill.
But it sounds like this fight is these other people looting.
Only 2 bodies.
So hold on. What if all 4 of us go into battle, right? Obviously, I'm going to live. Glow and Jeff are definitely going to die. Kyle's probably also going to die. But say for the matter of fact, Kyle lives. Who gets the loot? But say before Jeff dies, he kills one guy. Who gets the loot from that guy?
All right, so
nobody died in this fight, but yeah.
I'll say what I think.
Who gets that guy? Who gets that guy's loot? Me or Kyle? Obviously me, just because I would beat Kyle up to take it. So that's what happens with the bodies of the people who got killed.
Here's my imagination of the hierarchy of the Iron Price. You have first choice of the body that you kill. And then if there's loot that you don't want on that body, you can then open it up to other survivors.
You get dibs. It's like calling shotgun.
I think you called shotgun on your kill.
So how do you know? Like, what's the?
How can you confirm
do you really
what's
know?
The Statue of Liberty
pick
like,
out their dog tags after you kill them? Like, how can you confirm the kill?
That's probably one that's up for grabs. But like, if Nelson's looting a body and I came up like, no, I killed this guy, like, there's probably a fight over it, and then we figure it out, and I kick Nelson's ass and take the loot. So Todrick is also looting and gets into a scuffle with one of the sons.
Yep.
And
Todrick's the drunk one, right? He's currently inebriated.
Yeah. Todrick's the big drunk loaf.
And not blood drunk, yep. So Theon's like, Wex, give me my bow. I'm a god arrow bowman. I'm a god
bow
bowman.
And quiver, please.
So Wex brings it
Let
to
me
him.
shoot the drink out of his hand.
Yep, trying to be a badass, and hits him in the gut. Because Todrick lurched, not because Theon missed. Todrick lurched out of the way.
What a great excuse.
But at the same time, he's proven to be a good shot in the past.
So here's the question about Todrick.
He has hit some big shots in his life.
And I don't even know if we came to an answer when we recorded this last time, but like, who kills Todrick? Theon shoots him, but like he actually commands somebody else to kill him.
I'm going to say it's a fatal wound.
I don't know if we came up with an answer for it. How did it... I guess we'll get to that next time.
No, I want to come up with the answer for who gets the kill, though.
For the Theon kill, yeah.
I think Theon gets it, but he shoots him in this chapter.
I feel like we've in the past might have given it to somebody else, but I think Theon gets it. If you're asking Kyle today, Theon gets it.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning.
If the kill happens,
saying
when the kill happens in the chapter,
Well, now it's relevant because I want to see your guys' viewpoint on this. How do these Arya kills go? Did we decide that yet? I don't remember.
She doesn't kill them.
We've talked about this. I thought what we said for Arya is we might have given them each like a kill, but with
there's
an
no
asterisk.
half kill. No half kill.
That's what I'm saying. We need a decision.
I
think the Arya Theon thing is the exact same thing, right?
No,
Arya
but that's
tells
a
somebody
wounded
they kill
dude
him.
who's going to be dead.
Who cares if they're wounded?
I'm team Fish Whiskers and his sons now. You've switched me.
Yeah, because Jaqen should be getting these kills, not Arya.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Fish Whiskers gets it.
Yeah, but that's
Well, I don't
way
think Fish
different.
Whisker gets it either because he doesn't do it. Nobody gets it. It's an unnamed son. I'll put unnamed Botley in
It says Fish Whiskers and his sons were quick to obey. They slit Todrick's throat as he kicked feebly.
Okay, then I'll give one to Fish Whiskers.
You don't have to give it to Fish Whiskers. I'm just saying that you can't say that he didn't have anything to do with it.
I mean, I think that counts as Fish Whiskers. Jeff Glow.
Or his sons. I don't know who did it. There's 4 people it could be.
Botley family, 1 kill.
Yeah.
I say Theon.
So Theon now thinks that this kill, either way, his crew is going to be like, I mean business now.
I'm giving it to Fish Whiskers. Moving on.
You're a bitch. It's Theon.
Theon thinks he's a badass with his crew now. They're going to take me seriously.
Yeah, he knows. Now they know what happens when
Now
Anybody
they
else
know.
fucking thirsty?
Now they know I mean what I say.
No drinking, and he walks off, right?
No drinking.
No fucking fighting.
fight. Yeah, exactly.
No fighting.
Yes, now I have an excuse to put that clip in the Discord, dude. I fucking
You know
love
the
that
best
clip.
part is they start fighting. They end up fighting.
Of course, dude.
They have like a boxing match outside at the wedding.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy pushes somebody at the very end of that scene that shoves away.
They're talking about Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Correct, the show's
When did
Peaky
we go
Blinders.
into?
Nope.
What was that? What's the movie?
Nope.
When did we go
made
into
it
that?
past it already.
Nope. Did we? We got to go back then. Jeff, what's that movie that we talked about the last time we recorded Theon?
Prestige.
Prestige.
Drowning.
When did we talk about that?
It was with the
Oh,
drowning.
drowning.
And how it's the worst way to die.
What was the
Yes.
worst kind of death? Drowning or like
We have
burning
another
alive?
episode to record tonight.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Can't do
rewinding.
this.
We're flying through this, Kyle.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Kind of.
No,
we need
only
to
page
go.
4.
Is that really even true?
It's a lot of talking coming
It's a
up.
short
All
chapter.
right.
It shouldn't have taken
I'll
as long
just
as it
say,
did last time. But we
Blame
fucking,
Kyle that he's the reason that you guys are missing out on a great conversation we had about the Prestige and drowning and how it's a horrible death and how that's like a thing in the Prestige relating
Yeah.
to how Theon
And a long
is trying
conversation.
to convince himself
More or less a
that
long argument
Benford
about how
dying is
Nelson
good.
thinks.
Guys, I gotta come clean. I deleted my recording because that discussion was so bad, and I knew it was going to make the episode, so I saved you all.
Yeah,
I
that's
saved
true.
It
everyone
was
that
literally like a
Talk to us
10-minute
about that.
tangent just talking about the Prestige. It was great.
It was a great.
You
It's a
guys
great
went in
movie.
circles for
Nelson
fucking
was
10
like,
minutes.
"No, it's not as good
Nelson
of a movie
always goes in
because
circles, though.
there's too much fantasy that changes the whole movie." Like bullshit. Like shut up.
It was
Nelson.
only
Like,
magic in the whole movie.
Enjoy a good movie.
It's not magic, it's science. It's a Tesla machine.
So
Yes.
I'm so glad I just tricked you guys into having the Prestige conversation all
So
over.
one
again.
thing, as Theon starts walking back, he starts thinking about the rabbit hair. He sees a lot
He's
of
like, what? Why
rabbit
did they have
sigils.
that? I wanted to ask him that. God damn it.
Yeah, the rabbit skins tied to
Why'd
the
we
lances.
kill him? And we know they were the wild hairs.
We know it really doesn't matter, right? They were just like jealous of everybody that was off at war, and they wanted
There's
to
literally
be.
2 lines in the book.
Yeah,
Well,
they heard a cool
this line
nickname
and the
about Rob,
previous
and they wanted
line.
their own nickname. Yeah.
I think what it does, though, is it diminishes, and we got into this argument last time, too, of whether or not this was an important fight for Theon. And I think what it does is
It's
it
just
diminishes
not.
this for the reader, at least, because we know that these guys are not trained, they're not skilled, they're not important, they're fucking idiots.
I don't know if we mentioned it, but they're literally singing as they come along, right?
Well,
Like
we didn't
singing.
get there yet, but yeah.
Okay.
So we get a little bit of the recap of this battle, of what's going on, and Nelson like pretty much jerked off to this battle thinking it's like some great victory, and we know it's just like 7 lame wild hares singing right into a sea of arrows raining down on them.
I'm not saying it's
It's
not,
a
I'm not-
huge. Wow, what was he calling it?
I said not spectacular.
Spectacular
I literally
victory
said the
for
phrase
Theon.
not
He was like,
spectacular multiple
2
times. But
spectacular.
my point that I was trying to make the
victories.
first time we recorded this.
He said Theon is a war hero after this.
I did not say that.
All right, so tell us what you think this.
Basically, what I'm saying is this is not a spectacular victory by any means. But Theon is very smart about how he does everything, right? He attacks at night when he attacks the village, even though there's no people there.
He learned from the Starks.
Exactly. And then when he like attacks these men, he sets up an ambush very similar to the Whispering Woods, right? Like he has people on both sides, arrows rain in first. He doesn't have to like lure out. He doesn't do like the lure out.
He used the oldest tactic known to battle.
I'm just saying.
So is he very smart, or were the wild hairs very dumb? Is he very smart, or the wild hair is very dumb, Nelson? Answer that.
Both. Which is why it's not spectacular. Why it's just like a blah victory. Because any Ironborn normal raid that just like storms the beaches in the middle of the day, axes in hand.
Do we know that that's actually how they raid?
No, but that's how I picture it.
You're assuming that they raid that way because of the word raid.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
In his defense, since he took Rob's advice, none of his guys got killed.
Exactly. He literally comes back and he's like, "How many people died?" And he's like, "1," and it's the guy that I killed. So like. Again, not spectacular, but Theon does a good job. And it's one of those moments like when you like, I don't know, this happened to me all the time. I would like take a test at school that was easy as fuck and I would get like 100 on it. And I would show my parents and they'd be like, "Oh my God, you're so good." And I'm like, "Mom, a fucking like nutless monkey could have taken this test blindfolded and got 100 on it. Like this is nothing to be proud of."
Why do you mean nuts?
I'm just saying, like when you're just like
about 100, dude. Like
there's been a time where you weren't proud of yourself on something when you should have been proud of, and that's a little bit of what Theon is in right now.
That was a good crack, Nelson. Use that crack. Ice House beer, 5.5%. We're getting turned.
Damn, blackout again, my guy.
All right. So as he's walking back to his ship, the Sea Bitch, he sees Benfred being dragged off out of the water.
Dead body.
Yep.
And we find out kind of what happened to this village too after the battle, or as a part of the battle.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So he had that night, but what happened to all the survivors?
Yeah, everybody else. Like the assault wives were taken, the rest of the women were raped and probably killed. Most of the men were put to the sword, but I think one. We I don't know if we were sure how many.
Yeah,
but somebody got sent back to Torrent Square to.
Yeah, they said they let some people escape. Yeah, so that Torrent Square would know that they were here. Yep.
And then Theon is thinking about his glory and mad that he's not even going to get it.
A little jealous Theon comes out. He's like, he doesn't really like any
of this spectacular battle. Why am I getting no glory and it's all ash?
No. He's just like, I don't like the taste of this raiding. And I know my sister's out there getting a castle. Like, it's fucked up. Like,
Here's a question.
I should go be doing her job.
Why is she his thrice damned sister? Did I catch something when I read that?
No, I don't
thrice
think so.
damned sister.
You don't. I mean, if it's a spoiler, you don't have to tell me. Can you read it? What?
If it is a spoiler, I didn't catch it. Can you read it?
I think it's just a saying.
It says his thrice damned sister was sailing her black wind north even now, sure to win a castle of her own. So that
like,
means
have there been 3 wrongs that she's done him type thing?
That's what I'm getting at, I guess. I don't know.
I think it's a turn of a phrase.
Yeah, I think it might be a turn of phrase. I can't think. I mean,
what would the turn of the phrase? What is
like you're so bad off.
My damn sister.
I'll ask Tom.
Fuck that bitch 3 times. I don't know.
Thrice damned.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, this is the first little hint. I mean, I don't know. Jeff, tell us if there's anything.
Who's Tom?
Tom means Google.
I mean, I figured that, but like, why do you call him Tom?
Damn, and thrice damn. This means that everyone I've ever known or cared about has been dead for at least 130 years. What is that?
Sounds like a quote.
Yeah, sounds like some weird thing, but I don't know. I mean, it's just something in here.
So Glow, back when we couldn't finish our math homework, we would ask Tom, but we couldn't be in class and be like, "Hey, Tom gave us this answer." So Tom, Google was Tom.
Yeah, like
you couldn't say we Googled it. You said Tom gave it to us. Okay.
Tom. We worked with Tom to get our answer.
I think we said there was an older student named Tom who had taken like this class like a couple years before when there was a different teacher. And he's like, because like this class, like every single day there was like a homework due, and he would you were in like there was like what 6 or 7 groups of like 3
groups
students,
of 3, yeah.
And he would pick a group, and one person had to go up and do one of the homework projects.
Basically, present the problem.
And if like you skipped a step or like didn't explain a step for him enough, he'd like ask you like, "How'd you get that?" He's like, "Oh, well, we asked Tom." We just asked Tom. Just then we Googled it.
I don't know if we ever actually. I don't know if we ever actually had to use it, but it was always our built-in excuse.
Yeah, we normally had all our steps there, but that was always like what we would say. That's what was always our plan. Yeah, I feel like we probably said it at least once jokingly or something.
All right, so Theon's pissed.
Super pissed.
Fuck Asha, and we come up on Dagmere Cleftjaw. Nelson's one of Nelson's favorites, and his cool ship. The Foam Drinker.
Foam Drinker, great name.
Foam Drinker's pretty sweet boat name.
All right, so Dagmir comes up. We find out that Dagmir is a pretty ugly dude, basically because he took an axe to the front of his face. So his lips are split into a cross, and even though he's ugly as shit, or really, he's probably not ugly, but his face is just scarred to shit.
His smile is fucking scary as shit.
Yeah,
he's like
but
the
he's
vampires
always
from Blade
smiling.
2.
He has like a beard, but like Theon says, like
Predator.
the hair doesn't
And
grow where the
Predator.
scar is, so it's like split in the middle. Yeah,
Mhm.
we talked about all this last
Put
time
both
too.
those
So-
images up in the Discord, Nels.
Demogorgon.
I said Demogorgon. That's what I said last time. You
Yeah.
guys said I was stupid, but he's
I
definitely looks
didn't.
the most like Demogorgon.
No, you were stupid because you didn't know what Predator looked like. You're like, the thing with the mask? It's like,
Yeah.
underneath the
Yeah.
mask,
Predator has
dude.
dreadlocks, bro.
Yeah, he's wearing a mask though, Nelson. Come on.
Okay.
It's
like
like
a-
a picture
it's
last
like-
time.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna post a picture of him in the mask in the Discord. So suck it. I'm gonna be right.
You're gonna be wrong because someone's
I mean,
gonna
they
just
wear a
post it
mask.
without it. So he comes up to Dagmir. Dagmir asks how the battle went, and basically it just proves Nelson that it wasn't a great battle because Nelson even admits like, oh, they would have been better off fighting with their harps than
Dagmar says that. Yeah.
no.
No,
Or
Theon says
that.
it.
Yeah.
Theon says
you said
that.
Nelson. Sorry. You said Nelson says that.
Yeah, you.
No,
You were the
Nelson
one
says
saying
that it's a
they're
great battle.
A spectacular
This
victory.
is to prove that it's not because Theon's like they would have been better off with.
You
their
said Nelson's
harps.
like they would have been.
I
better off.
checked the tape. I don't think so. We'll take I'll throw the red challenge flag on that one. Because Nelson even admits, like, oh, they would have been better off fighting with their harps than.
Nelson.
And then he comes up on his boat. He wants to talk to Dagmar. What's the cool thing about the boat?
Foam drinker. It's like beer and.
Well, yeah, it's the
Cool
name.
name.
It's
It's a
Foam
cool
Drinker,
name.
but.
Oh, but
What's
also
cool
on
is
the
that-
boat, you don't have to call anybody by their titles. You're the captain.
'Cause
You're the king on your own.
You're the king of the boat.
Captain.
Yeah.
King of the
Captain's
king.
Captain's
king.
the king.
So anyway, Theon thinks about how Dagmar was like his dad, pretty much, or his uncle. You know, like
Dad?
this is
Yeah.
the only dude that ever gave him praise his whole life. He
Mhm.
feels like, at least.
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
feel like they have a pretty good. They have a like almost like your favorite uncle like relationship. Like you can go to him and be like, "Hey, can I have a pack of beer?" You know,
It's like
or-
a brother and a dad at the same time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, can I smoke one of your cigs, Uncle Dagmar?
yeah, absolutely, exactly. Well,
I guess.
one thing Theon's pissed about is he didn't get enough horses in this battle. They did mention, I don't know if you guys talked about
We
it, they
covered
were
it,
killing a bunch of the hurt ones. So
Yep.
he's mad that he didn't get enough horses. And Dagmar's like, what the fuck we need horses for?
They're just going to
Yep.
poop on our boats.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then we get into Theon's new plan. So there's a lot of jargon going on this plan or how we get to the plan.
He talks about like a lot of jealousy of the Starks, right? Like nobody liked him there. Like, he never got any smiles, not even when he saved
Mhm.
Bran.
And really, it's just like a lot of it's trying to get Dagmar to be on his side. Like once he
trying to win
gives his
him over.
plan, he's like, all right, I need Dagmar because if he's not on there and Aaron's going to be out pillaging, which we find out the plan, I need him on my side or my men aren't going to follow me too.
Yeah, he's like, I know, I need at least one of them, and there's no way it's going to be Dampere, so it's got to
Yeah.
be Dagmar, right? Because there's no way they're going to follow me on their own. But if we got 2 out of 3, that ain't bad. You know what I mean?
2 out of 3 ain't bad. Great song.
So Dagmar needs to be hyped up. So Dagmar's a really good fighter. He's got all these good iron price rings he's wearing and whatnot. So Theon knows that he can just hype him up to be,
That's
even
how
if
he's gonna
he's
get him
not
on
the
his side.
greatest fighter anymore. I know there's a list of guys.
He brings up the
Well,
he's
Dagmar
songs.
says that. Yeah,
You're
Theon's like, you're the
singing
best
songs
fighter,
of your victories.
right.
and he's like,
he
I'm not
wants
the
to
best fighter
be-
anymore.
Yeah, the song is a big deal for him because they're already singing a song about his.
Well, hold on. Let's not
Cleft
skip
jaw.
over the best fighters. Who are the best fighters in the Iron Islands now? He says the number one
Um,
guy is this guy named Andric the Unsmiling, and he serves Lord Dunstan
Lord Drum.
Drum
Mhm.
Of
Yep.
Oldwick.
of Old Wick.
And
And
then
there's number 2
Black
and 3
Lauren.
are Black Lauren, who we heard earlier was one of the ones
And
guys
something
killing
the
dead
maid.
horses.
Carl, the
the
Maid.
Maid. And we talked
Yep.
about this the first time we recorded it. This is going to test Kyle's memory. Who's Carl the Maid? We heard of him once before, Kyle.
Carl the Maid was one of the guys that Asha says hello to
Yep.
and says, get the dude on your boat.
He'd be a good one for your crew. Yep. There's like him and a few other guys. He's one of them. Yep, exactly. Good memory, Kyle. You remember that all the way back
I did not
from-
remember it last time, full disclosure.
I was going to pretend and edit it out.
I know, but you got to own your mistakes, Nelson. Like, that's what I got to say. Like,
It was still good. Good job this time.
Yeah, Glow didn't remember.
All right, so
I remembered the maid.
in between like hyping up Theon, we also get this little bit of conversation about Theon not being enough for his daddy and daddy thinking he's a coward.
Well, yeah, there's a part where he like kind of really opens up and just becomes like basically truthful with Dagmar, right?
Yeah, and Dagmar's like, look, I know you're not a coward. Like, I put the sword in your hand. He's like, I won the Whispering Wood. I almost fought Jaime Lannister.
Yeah.
And Dagmar's like, okay, dude, like, I know you're not a pussy, but yeah, all right, your dad does think you're a pussy, but that's not your fault. It's just because you've been with the Starks.
Yeah, he's kind of like, put yourself in Balon's shoes for a little bit. Like, you weren't here. The only person that was here was Asha. And she pretty much did it. Yeah, she'd never failed him. She did everything he ever asked, like, and did it well. So, like, how can you blame him for trusting her more than you in this position?
You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
which,
Dagmar's
but does Dagmar mention that he's like his heir son, or is that just Theon just hype like I'm the rightful son?
I
feel
think
like there's
Theon
a
says
mention
it. I
of-
don't think Dagmar says.
Yeah, I don't think Dagmar says it.
'Cause it's
Theon
not
says,
the
by
Iron
rights, I
Way.
have her command. And that's when he says, you take this too hard. It's like, it's because your dad doesn't know you anymore.
Mhm.
Like, he knows your sister. He knows he can trust her.
I mean,
He's like,
which is totally fair.
He
Yeah,
says,
man, it
but then he
makes
says,
sense.
I've never failed him either. The Starks knew I was fucking sick. Blackfish
Mhm.
picked me to be one of his scouts. I charged with the first wave in the woods. He said, this is where your whole sentence that you were just talking about, Jeff, came from. I was that close to crossing swords with the Kingslayer, but fucking Darren Hornwood was in between us, and now he's dead because I didn't get a chance to fucking kill him myself.
yeah. And Dagmar's basically just like, yeah, but all your dad knows is that you were with the Starks for 10 years.
Yeah.
Right. And then you come with him with a proposal basically from the Starks. I don't know if he says
And he
that.
knows
but,
you're
like,
And
Rob's
you're
good
wearing all the
friend.
fucking
Like,
good stuff.
yeah, you're right from Rob.
You didn't pay the iron price for all your fucking outfits that you were wearing.
And Theon's like, I'm not a Stark though. Like Ned Stark made sure of that.
I think he thought that though.
He's like, I want to be my heir, and how am I going to prove that I'm worthy of being an heir if I can't do a good deed? Now, how am I going to do a good deed if I keep getting like some of these shitty raids?
Ding ding ding, new plan.
Yeah, Dagmar's like, you're young. There'll be time for great deeds, more wars.
Bullshit.
And he's like, I'm going to give Aeron 6 ships, and me and you, we can do something.
We can do a deed that people will be singing your name
Let
again.
my uncle Aaron see do it. I'll give him 6 ships, and he can burn and drown to his gods. Surfeit? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that word. It's a Game of Thrones.
you
It's a Game
started
of
the
Thrones
sentence.
word.
You have to finish it now,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Well, that's the last word. Surfeit.
Comment.
I don't. Surfeit.
Surfeit?
Surfeit. It's a Game of Thrones word, so don't
Surfeit?
worry about it too much, guys.
Yeah, I don't know how you say it either.
So
All right, and so that's when Theon basically goes into his plan. He's saying,
mhm.
I want you, Dagmar, to go to Torrhen Square and start building siege towers and catapults and whatever. I forget what else he says. Dagmar's like, dude, what are you talking about?
That's
Well,
not our way.
We don't do that shit. Like, that's... Oh, and also Dagmar asks about the defenses, like how well fortified the whole place is. And that's when Theon goes into, well, you're going to be building siege
30-foot
towers.
stone walls. It's not going to be easy. Dagmar's like, that doesn't burn. It's not our way.
That's when Theon's like, well, we're going to wait until all of the Stark enforcements come down.
Mhm.
Oh, wait, he says, don't let any of the ravens, or let the ravens fly out.
Yeah,
Don't
he
shoot
wants
any of
word
them
to get
down.
back to Winterfell.
Yeah.
This is all just a ploy to draw them out of Winterfell.
Sir Roderick.
Also,
He's
real
all
quick,
not
skipping back a
coming
second,
anymore.
we skipped over something that Jeff mentioned earlier. Theon kind of wins him over. The final straw was
They'll make a song
they'll make a song.
that they're going to sing for
They're going to
years.
sing about our victory.
Thousands of years.
Yeah, because and Dagmar's all about songs because there's a song about his face getting split
And he
open.
loves people playing it.
And he's a big fan of people playing it, especially when he's a little drunky drunk.
So, plan, get to Torrhen Square, set up siege weapons, even if we don't actually siege it. Word's going to get sent back by Raven, let him fly. Roderick is prideful. He's going to ride out to defend Torrhen Square. And he's like, well, if he brings a host, how am I going to protect? We're going to lose to that
He's
host.
like, we're never going to take Torrhen Square, Theon. Like, you don't understand. Like, this plan of yours is crazy. You'll never take this castle. Theon's like, that's not the castle I mean to take.
It's not Torrhen Square, I mean take.
Yep.
Bang, bang, bang.
He means Deepwood Motte.
Where's he going? Where's he going?
He's headed
the
for
Vale.
Castle Black.
Castle Black.
There's
Headed
a lot
to
going
the-
on there right now.
Headed to the wall.
That would probably be the easiest castle to take in the whole north because they just
Eastwatch by the
Since
sea.
7 people are there right now.
Yeah, we got Maester Aemon guarding the wall right now. That's about it.
No, obviously
All right.
he's going to Winterfell, right? I mean, we said that a couple times now, and like that's where Roderick's coming from.
I don't
There's a
know.
reason to bring
Don't think
Roderick
he
into
is.
this. He's headed for.
Do you really think Roderick is going to leave Winterfell though?
Yeah, I thought he was about to at the end of the other chapter. He was just out with trying to settle that other dispute.
Yeah, he just left instead of the other dispute. And I think like when he did meet with Bran, he's like, "Don't worry, Bran. If I have to ride out, I won't take ale belly so he doesn't drown." You know what I mean?
He
Like,
only did that for
he literally
Lady
was like,
Hornwood.
"You're right." He was like about to ride, not about to, but like
He just
I
wanted to
feel
go
like
meet Lady
he's not a
Hornwood.
homebody. He likes going on the adventure with Cat. He's not a Winterfell guy. He's on the adventure with Cat the whole first book. Now he's like out and about the whole second
He's a
book.
fucking
you know what I mean?
knight, right? Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I mean,
He was
even
like-
in Bran's chapter, they brought up how the Iron Men were reaving the coast. They brought it up, and he's like, I might have to ride out there.
Yep.
Huh? All right.
Yeah, a rolling stone gathers no moss. That's the Roderick mentality.
He needs to grow his
Keep moving,
mustache
you won't
back.
get old.
Never slow down, you never grow
There we
old.
go.
Tom Petty.
All right, so you obviously have the prediction for what Theon's going to do, but what is Asha going to do up at Deepwood Mott, I think is where she's at right now. She going to win it?
So Deepwood Mott, that's the one where the frogmen are from, right?
No.
That's where the Glovers are from.
That's where Asha is, right? Deepwood
Yeah,
Mott?
the chronic men are in the floating one.
Yeah, I thought that was Deepwood Mott.
What is that called?
Victarion is going down to Moat Cailin, which is
Did they even
near
mention that?
which
Or
is
didn't?
near. Yeah, I mean they mentioned in the last Theon chapter.
Yeah, we knew that.
Yeah.
We knew that plan.
He's going to. That's where he's going, and Asha's going up north. And basically, Deepwood Mott is where Kat met Rob in the first chapter. Basically, Kat went to the Erie. She came back to White Harbor, met Rob on the way south at Deepwood Mott, which is basically like a big castle in the middle of a bog or a swamp, right? And the castle, it's
And
not
it
even really a
floats.
castle. It's like mostly like fallen over now, right?
No, that's Moat Cailin, isn't it? Deepwood
Moat
Mott's up
Cailin.
north.
Yeah, Deepwood Mott's north. That's Moat
Moat
Cailin.
Cailin, yeah.
You've been
And what-
saying Deepwood Mott, though, Nelson.
Yeah.
My bad. That's Moat
That's
Cailin
right.
down in the swamp.
Yeah,
And
Moat
what
Cailin
you
is
guys
where
are
the
talking
archers
about-
were holding. Yeah.
Yep. But what you guys are talking about is where the
Deepwood
frogmen,
Mott.
meaning the reeds, are from, which is very close to Moat Cailin because it's in the swamp, right?
What's
It's
it
that
called?
Greywater Watch?
Greywater Watch. Yep, Greywater
Is
Watch.
that what it's called?
Yeah, that's it. Good job,
You
Glo.
sure?
The moving castle of the reeds. Yeah, but again, basically, it's just moving in the swamp, is what they say. Yeah, in that brand one, when they were talking about that castle, they basically were talking about. They said some vocab word that none of us knew, but we asked Tom, and Tom told us that it was basically like a house, a man-made island house, right? So like I'm wondering if the castle isn't like a huge castle, it's just a small castle, it's like a man-made floating barge type thing. I think that's basically the conclusion we came to, is like that's the most logical thing unless there's like some magic involved.
I don't recall this.
I'm pretty sure that's what we talked about in the brand chapter, who knows.
All right. Well, Kyle gave his prediction. Let's put a bow on Theon.
No, wait. Oshara, how does she do up in
Oh,
Deepwood
Asha.
Mott? Asha.
Deepwood Mott?
Shara.
I mean, I hope she gets fucked up, right? Like, that's what we're supposed to be hoping for, but, like, nobody's there, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know much about Deepwood Mott except that, like the same thing we know about every other castle is like
Yeah, I
most
don't have a
people
good
are
prediction.
gone.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think she's
it's a
probably
weird
going to do
question,
well,
Mike,
right?
if to be fair, yeah.
What?
She's got the biggest of the hosts.
Yeah,
she's
like,
a big. It's a
she's
weird
set
question,
up for
Mike. We don't
success.
really know much about that, but yeah, she's set up for success.
Super weird question, Michael.
So, I mean, no, I think that's a good question. I think it's fair.
I mean, he only gave one prediction, so like you know,
I think
you gotta
I'm
mix it up a
going to
bit.
say Asha's going to do well up there.
I think the prediction we actually asked you last time was what's going to happen in the Arya chapter.
I don't
yeah,
remember
And I
asking
don't
him that.
remember what you said, but
I remember. I remember.
What did he say?
He's gonna say another. She's gonna whisper another name.
But he didn't pick a person.
I
think he did
I
pick-
think he did pick a person.
I think you picked a person too. I think you might have been right. Too bad it got cut.
I don't remember.
I think you might
Honestly.
have picked the right person. I'm not going
Too
to say it
bad,
because
we'll
we haven't
never
got there
know.
yet, but I think you might
Hey.
have picked the right person.
All right.
I'll take a missed prediction to save people from the prestige conversation. What's
Thanks,
better,
Ryan.
drowning or burning conversation? The
Well, that
is
goes
Theon
two of the
great for
same.
this battle conversation? It's worth it. You're welcome,
It was better
everybody.
because Jeff wasn't in it for the whole time.
I'll
Later,
leave.
nerds.
See you,
guys.
Jeff. Or
Bye.
Kyle. See you, Kyle.
Bye, Kyle.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
See you later, Cal. It was great hanging out, bud. We'll see you on the next show for Aria 8.
Thanks,
However,
Kyle.
we're on the spoiler section.
Good
for
fucking
Theon
work, Kyle.
3.
Great job, Kyle.
Boys, what are your hot takes besides telling Kyle how much of a great job he did?
I only have one. And we're telling Kyle how good of a great job he did because he fucked up the recording, and now we're gonna have to re-record the non-spoiler section. So this might be a little disconnected, the spoiler section and non-spoiler, because we're recording this after the first non-spoiler section, which didn't make the cut. If any one of us had an echo, then we can make Kyle do his thing. But
Not anyways. All right, Nelson. I don't have anything. Tell us your deal.
the only thing I have is and I guess I'll pose it as a trivia question. What goes on with Dagmar the rest of the books, because he's not really in the show, right?
They bail. Don't they leave him?
What do you mean?
He doesn't go and help him out of Winterfell.
Correct. That's correct.
Does he get killed by
He actually takes Torrhen Square somehow. He takes the castle, even though he's not supposed to. And at the end of Dance of Dragons, he is still in Torrhen Square. He is just holding that bitch, right? Moat Cailin got lost, Asha lost Deepwood Mod, Theon lost Winterfell. Fucking Dagmar's still holding up strong in fucking Torrhen Square. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
I'm
pretty sure
I thought
Dagmar
they just left, but that's the show.
Yeah, I mean, in the show, Dagmar is the character who, Theon gives the big speech and then he hits him with the spear. Yeah. That's the Dagmar character. If you look it up, that's the character with the name Dagmar Cleftjaw on the show. But he's not at all that. He doesn't go to Torrhen Square. He doesn't. Right. He's just the guy next to Theon during those scenes.
Yeah.
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 So Theon's gonna take Winterfell. Reek is there, right? Or Reek is being brought back there, which we know and we know that's Ramsay. And then Ramsay just takes it over, kills anyone that was with Theon, and Theon becomes Reek.
Yep. I mean, yeah. So Ramsay is the lead guy. He really, again, it's been a while since I read it, but to my recollection, he's pretty heavy into the reason why Theon kills the two farmers' boys. Basically Theon's fuck, we can't find him. That's it.
Right.
We definitely can't find him. And Reek's hold on, don't those two boys look about the same age as them?
We have two boys.
I wonder if it would be hard to tell if a burned body was the same. And Reek walks away, and Theon's wait a minute, light bulb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not he's oh, you should do this. He just again, I don't know. Maybe he does say that, but to my recollection, he just very, very heavily insinuates it.
Glow, do you have anything?
No, I do not have anything, Jeffrey. There is nothing.
Damp hair.
The one thing we can talk about.
You want to know a fun fact about damp hair?
Yeah.
I used to read it as damn fair.
You didn't realize that it was a nickname?
I didn't realize
Nelson,
it was a play on words.
You used to say damn fair too, Nelson. Until I bitched at both of you guys for saying damn fair.
I think that might be true.
Hair.
I will admit to it because I was oh, that's just damn fair.
Maybe.
Nelson, you 1,000% said damn fair.
I'm not gonna confirm or deny.
Right.
Nelson will never say. Nelson's never been wrong.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. But yes, it's got to be a nickname, right? Damp hair, right? People have to have given it. It's spelled that
it's
way.
just cleft jaw.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Fucking ale belly. And
they're just nicknames. They're nicknames. Yeah. One funny thing, I guess I'll post it. I'll post this in the Discord. We don't have much to talk about, so I'll post it here. I did do a project for my class, and it was the class is data visualization. So I basically had to use a fancy software to make a bunch of cool graphs. And I'm a huge nerd, and I'm obsessed with Game of Thrones. So I used a Game of Thrones data set that basically just says when the chapter, book, page number, that type of information of when every character was introduced in the entire series, and a few prequel books. And guess how many? I think I showed Jeff this, but he probably doesn't remember. Guess how many characters there are total in the main series that are mentioned? They might be dead. Aegon the Conqueror would count, right? Bran the Builder would count.
15,000.
989.
2,000. It's a little over 2,000, 2024 or something like that, I think. But so basically, I made a bunch of visualizations.
Oh, we talked about this because I told you we did the Harry Potter, and it was I think Harry Potter had 350.
Yeah.
I was going to say 150.
Yeah, so basically, I had to make a few visualizations. I'll post it in the Discord so you guys can fuck with it. It's nothing crazy. It's something literally a quick homework I had to do for my project. But basically, you can do some filters. You can be show me the characters that are alive, characters that are dead. You can filter on male, female. The one interesting thing is if you look at there's like a pie chart that I made that shows just basically all the families. It's like each section of the pie is a house, and the how big the section is shows like how many people belong to that house that were introduced, right? What's interesting is if I filtered the graph that you can't change it to include this anymore, but I took out all the characters who didn't have last names, right? Because in Game of Thrones, characters who don't have last names are basically lowborn or peasants, right? So like we hear we hear a bunch of them in this one, right? Exactly, Stig, exactly, Werlog,
Hot Pie,
yeah, exactly. So
Lamy.
I think it was over 50%. Like 55% of the characters didn't have last names in Game of Thrones.
Wow.
But when that was filtered out,
I mean, even like, does Gendry count? Gendry's
I'm not sure. Again, I could look in the data set and tell you how it was classified, but it would Storm and Snow or whatever it is, like Snow and Storm and Rivers, those were in there as last names. Like Rivers was one of the ones on the pie chart for having.
Well, I'm
What's
sure
the
there's a fuck
bastard
ton of
last name
Rivers.
for
The King's Landing?
King's Landing? There definitely is one.
What you got? Flowers. What's the West?
The Lannisters are. Fuck, that's gonna bother me now too.
Snow, sand, flowers, rivers, gold.
No.
Sand, storm, flowers, waters, rivers, stone, hill.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Is that Lannisters?
That's
No?
Lannisters. That's
What was the
Westerlands.
other one you said? Stone?
What's
Who the fuck's
Waters?
Stone?
Is that
Waters is the Baratheon area, the Stormlands. Rivers is
That was
Riverlands.
Storm.
Stone is the Vale.
What's Storm?
Oh no, your Waters is the Riverland or the King's Landing area. The King's Landing, Dragonstone, that area. That's
okay,
Waters.
What's Erie and what's
Erie, Stone, Pike is Iron Island, and Snow is all the north. Pike is Iron Islands, which is weird.
All right, read through them one more time.
Dorne is sand.
Slower.
Stormlands is storm. The Reach is flowers. Waters is the Crownlands, which is the King's Landing area. Rivers is the Riverlands. Stone is the Vale. Hill is the Westerlands. Pike is the Iron Islands, and Snow is the north.
Oh, we should have known Stone because of Mia.
Maya Stone,
Mia.
yeah.
And was it Edric Storm?
Edric Storm. Yep. And Urain
We've
Waters.
had some rivers. We have a snow.
Urain Waters becomes the admiral, the master of ships in Dance of Dragons, and then he steals the fleet when Cersei gets captured. But he's a Waters.
I don't know a hill.
Snow.
I don't know a hill. We have flowers, right?
I know a Hill. He's only in the last two books, and he has POV
Hugo?
chapters. Hugo Hill. Who's that?
Isn't that Tyrion's
Tyrion's
pseudonym?
alias. Tyrion's alias is Hugo Hill.
Pseudonym.
Pseudonym, yeah, whatever. Alias. He's in disguise.
I know. But
So-
I wanted to use the word pseudonym.
But yeah, he's undercover as a bastard from the Westerlands, Hugo Hill. I think it's also named. I think
Look
he
at
also.
that. I knew a trivia for once. Let's
There you
go,
go.
baby.
I think that name is also named after like a character from history. So like it might be like history from Game of Thrones. So it might be like a Guyard the Green type guy. But yeah, we don't have to keep going. I don't think there's too much to talk about. I think it's a pretty cool chapter. Not too many spoilers. But yeah, see you guys. Carl the Maid. One of the best fighters. He's like Asha's guy. Asha's fling.
Yeah, I accidentally said that during the main podcast.
When doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter
Doesn't
anymore.
matter. We fucking lost it. We lost the recording. But yeah, like I think we had talked about this in a previous spoiler section. I think recently over on the Stannis Peach thing, when I went through that whole like Reddit post about the peach, there's a whole thing that when Asha goes to the Reach with Carl the Maid, and they like have peaches and fuck a lot and stuff. And she talks about how he has peach fuzz on his face. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no! She talks about how she wants to take him and have a peach because his face reminds her of peaches. I think. Whatever. There's peaches in
are
there somewhere.
dope.
Peaches. Peaches
Millions
are
of
free.
peaches. All right, that's it. That's all we got. We'll see you guys in the next one.
All right, we do not so. Have a good one, guys.
There you go. Ouija on so.